It's very nice to be thought of as being pretty, as being, it's a plus. It's nice. It's not terribly important, but it is nice to have it in your favor.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I really do appreciate your time. I wanted to come and talk about this white girl who has made having braids her entire personality. She is being inflammatory on purpose for attention, for rage bait. The influencer named Natalie Reynolds. She is recently going viral again for making a video where she basically addresses all the backlash that she wanted, that she set out to get concerning her wearing braids. So I just wanted to come on here and give my commentary concerning this situation with her. First and foremost, I want to say this. I understand that because of the internet, because of social media, now even more than it used to be, that everyone's partaking in everyone else's culture. Everyone is exposed to what other people are doing, their aesthetics, like I said, their culture. And that entails how they wear their hair, how they do their makeup, how they dress. Like I say all the time, if you know how to do it, you can use social media to travel for free and broaden your horizons, expose yourself to new things, expose yourself to new cultures, learn about new cultures. But there still has to be a sense of awareness, self-awareness to yourself when you're partaking in these cultures, that you understand that while it may be cool, while it may be interesting to you, while you may like it or find it to be attractive or beautiful, that there are certain things that are just not for you. And I think that that's something that people miss by accident sometimes. And then, like I said, in other cases, you have people who realize that, oh, if I, take this up and become like a provocateur on purpose, I can go viral and make money off of pissing people off and coming off as insensitive or pretending like I don't know what I'm doing to make people angry, so I can, pretty much farm rage bait, which turns into clicks and views, and I can somehow make money off of this. So that's what I believe that she is particularly doing. But like I said, you have to understand what things aren't for you. Like, perfect example, as much as I love indigenous jewelry, some of the hairstyles, some of the accessories and headpieces that they wear, I understand that it makes no sense for me to walk around wearing those things outside of context and just in general wearing them, because I am not indigenous. I'm not Native American. It just looks, in general, it looks crazy on me. And really, that's how I know that this young lady, Natalie, is doing this just to be inflammatory, because the braids that she's wearing, they look terrible. Like when I was, gathering clips, every time I saw the braids, it looks like they were lifting from her scalp. The style that she chose, the beads, it just looks terrible. So I am 32, so I grew up in the 90s. So to my audience members who also grew up in the 90s, do you remember when you would have a particular friend that would go on vacation and then they would always get the braids done by, whatever island women are there who are just doing it, instead of them getting like a couple braids, there will always be some white girl who came back with her whole head with braids and beads, and she would look crazy. Like, it wouldn't look good. Like, it would look silly on her. That's what she reminds me of. Just off the fact that it looks bad, like it's not even a good look on her. She's not pulling it off. I just can't imagine what she's doing to her hair, trying to force her hair into this style that is not meant for her hair texture, not meant for her type. I'm sure that she is losing hair from the scalp every time she gets this done. But I'm going to play a clip where she is going around interviewing black women on purpose, again, being inflammatory on purpose, to give her quote unquote permission on whether or not they think she can wear braids. And one black woman, which was so embarrassing, she's yelling and screaming at Natalie that it looks ugly, take that off, it looks ugly, you look a mess, while she's wearing a bonnet outside and other attire that makes it clear that she just rolled out the bed. So the optics are terrible concerning that video, both on Natalie's part and that black woman. But I'm going to play the clip and then I'm going to come back with some commentary.
Everyone's telling me I'm not allowed to have braids, so today we're going to get the public's thoughts. Do you think I'm allowed to have braids?
No. Sure. You can wear your hair in the way you want to wear your hair.
Exactly. No? Yeah. Yes? Yeah. Do you think it's okay for me to wear braids?
I'm sorry?
Do you think it's okay for me to wear braids?
Ugly as we wear that shit.
It's braids.
Take that shit out now.
Are you being for real?
Take that shit out now.
Okay, what's your problem?
Take that shit out now.
We're dressed in the store.
But take that shit out now. Take that shit out. That shit ugly as fuck. That shit is ugly though. Like, look at your fucking hair.
It doesn't look bad.
That's ugly.
Please stop following.
Yeah, so like I said, those optics were terrible. There's really no way to put it. I had hoped that if she was going to be addressed by a black woman in that manner, it would have been a black woman who could represent us a little better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, Natalie is not going to certain areas to encounter certain types of black people. You know, it's similar to what the news does, where they interview certain people because they know they're going to give them an entertaining moment or a spectacle moment versus actually informing them or being an eyewitness. So Natalie is definitely approaching certain types of black people that she think will go off on her, will, you know, play into certain stereotypes, because again, that's what this white woman is doing. She's using rage bait and emotional reactions to propel her through the internet and to propel her through the algorithm, because this is what she has chosen to do with her life at the moment. This is her current grift. Because as I will play in my next clip, she is used to doing this type of thing. She has a video where she tells a homeless woman she'll give her some money if she does something. Yeah, she's one of these type of people. Yeah, exactly. So basically she tells this homeless woman, oh, I'll give you some money if you jump in the water. And of course she does it. The homeless woman does it. And she almost drowns. And she has to get rescued. But Natalie pretty much doesn't do anything to help her. She just films her flailing in the water and runs away. So this is the type of person that she is. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's been doing this. She's one of these people on the internet who is basically selling herself, selling her reputation, do anything for clout, do anything for a click, do anything for monetization. She's one of these people. But in the next clip I'm going to play, I think it's only fair to let her own kind drag her appropriately. In particular, her argument that she is simply doing what the Vikings did. So let's watch this clip, then I'll come back.
Vikings invented braids. I'm sick of people saying that this hair is cultural appropriation.
Just let her have this one. If you know, you know.
You guys are saying Vikings didn't invent braids.
About that, those aren't Viking braids. Those are Fulani braids from the Fulani people of West Africa. Free game. But you told people...
Look it up on Google.
Also, African people supersede Vikings by 300,000 years. But I'm sure the first Viking was like, nobody's doing this yet. You've made like a dozen videos baiting people into your hairstyle. I don't see you making any videos about this. Was this you? Did you offer a homeless woman $20 to jump into a lake and she didn't know how to swim? And when she screamed that from the water, you said, ha ha ha, seriously.
Oh, you said it was okay.
You said you wanted to swim.
You told me to jump in.
I didn't tell you to jump in.
Yes, yeah, you did. I can't swim. I can only float.
Oh, she might literally die.
No, stop. Seriously, don't stop. Please, you're actually freaking me out. No, please. Please, don't.
You're worried about the wrong things. Also, why are you so averse to feedback when people are like, hey, this is cultural appropriation. Hey, what you're doing isn't Vikings. Hey, here's some information. Like, why is it problematic for you to take in new information? I wanted to fit a, what is it, the braids joke in here, but it's really not. It's the attention. It has nothing to do with the braids. As if all that wasn't strange enough, can you explain to me why you started questioning black people in front of a KFC about braids?
The internet is hating on me for having braids, so today we're gonna get the public's thoughts.
We get it. You have braids. It's your whole personality. Oh, and that whole thing where you pretend that you're related to Ryan Reynolds is weird.
Go. There she's drowning in the lake.
God, there's a fire truck. Nah, this is bad. Natalie. Wait, this is really bad.
Yes. Everything he said. Everything. But yeah, to give my final thoughts, yes, there is truth to the fact that black women, and I say this in my other videos all the time, wear hair colors and textures that look nothing like ours all the time, right? This is something that we are known for doing. And listen, yes, in some contexts, or should I say situations, yes, I don't know if it's cultural appropriation, if that's the word you would use, but we are definitely wearing textures and hair colors that are not, natural. It does have a similar effect. I'm just going to have to be honest. I have seen black women wearing certain blonde colors that look horrible on them, like that fight against their features, fight against their skin tone, especially if you pair that with a silky hair texture. It just looks crazy. It looks mismatch. It looks like one of these things don't belong with the other. Like it doesn't look good. I have to be honest when I say this. But then I've seen black women with like a tone ash blonde that has some dark roots, or some like chocolate underlights, or what are they? I don't know, highlights, underlights. And with some, and the texture has a bit of a yucky texture to it, and it can be pulled off. I've seen videos of black women who get highlights and lowlights. There we go. Lowlights on their natural hair, and it looks beautiful.
If you are looking for a hair color and something new to try, consider a color that matches your skin. Derek C., Atlanta hairstylist, but he's a colorist and he's an educator. This client come in who really wanted to even out her hair color. Now, as you can see, when she walked in, she had this full lion's mane head of hair. I mean, gorgeous, thick, but it was very dark. So he gave her this rich chocolate color. But what's unique is how he sort of made the color almost match her skin. And you see the process, you really can appreciate the final result. He's really known for his blonding technique, but look at this. It's really striking because it literally is like a match to her skin, but it's so freaking beautiful. You can see how he had just like a little light brown pieces, but overall it's very rich, it's very chocolatey, and it looks like her skin color. And I think this works so well when you have melanated skin because it just makes your features pop. You stand out, and look how stunning she is. Like her teeth, her beautiful eyes.
So it's really about finding the right shade of blonde if you're going to do blonde. Now, I don't necessarily think that we could say that white women own the blonde hair color or that it's exclusive to white women, but I will say that based off of genetics, I guess the racial categories, people who are of Caucasian descent, do carry the recessive gene that causes blonde hair in a higher capacity, and that is why you're more likely to see it when people of Caucasian descent, and you typically only see it on people of color when it's tied to some form of albinism or some other type of recessive trait that's causing a lack of melanin. But and yes, again, it does naturally occur with people of color, but again, it's not a normal phenotypical trait that we have or carry. It is typically recessive. It is typically abnormal. So I don't want to be dismissive of that, but yes, white women don't own blonde hair, but white women are typically the people who will have the blonde hair. But I will say, I guess it can be categorized as wanting to copy or look like some white women in some aspects. I know a lot of black women will say like, oh, I don't want to look like a white woman. I want to look like an Asian woman or Indian woman. But I don't think it's necessarily like literal you want to look like a white woman. I think what you want to access is the privilege that is associated with white women's beauty, right? So let's be a bit more critical here. No, I don't think that black women who wear blonde hair and wear straight hair and wear particularly the combination of straight and blonde hair wigs or bundles or whatever. No, I don't think they're in their mind thinking they want to look white. I think, like I said, they're trying to access the beauty standard. They're trying to access some of the aesthetics that are associated with the beauty of white women. That's based off what we've been taught, what people have been shown over and over again. And yeah, it makes sense that subconsciously you would lean more to what you've been told is the beauty standard in America. Like I always say, I encourage you always to be critical of whatever beauty standards that you naturally have. See if they're healthy. Just do a self-check and see if what you think is beautiful or what your preferences are, especially as a person of color, and particularly a black woman or a black man, to challenge yourself and see if what you find attractive is in any way tied to white supremacy, and the subsidiaries and things like colorism and texturism and featureism. Your beauty standard should absolutely reflect yourself and your counterparts. And what I mean is, if as a black woman, black beauty is not truly your ideal beauty standard, something is wrong. As a black man, if black beauty and attractiveness is not your ideal beauty standard, something is wrong. Because every other race is taught to, love themselves, to prioritize themselves, to place their phenotypes, their look above all. It's not as common when you see it in white people. It's much more subtle. So it's typically like lip injections and getting work done to their bodies that show that they're trying to emulate black women or women of color. That is typically how they show it. But sometimes you have people who are blatantly using our aesthetics to be inflammatory. And I feel like that's what she's doing. I feel like she has fallen off in whatever other content that she was making. And now she realizes that she can continue to rage bait black women forever and ever and ever and go viral whenever she needs to. But yeah, that's all I have to say on this topic. And yeah, get below in the comments. Tell me how you feel. What are your thoughts? What is your reaction? All right. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.